A semi-unusual late-ish night extravaganza of podcast excellence. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Christian Whistleblower channel. And tonight we are going to talk part two of soulless humans, walk-ins, organic portals, empty skin suits, NPCs, whatever descriptor you like to use to describe it. We all know the phenomenon. And in part one, actually, this has a little bit of a history. Second star to the right. Haven't seen in a minute. Nice to see you. This has a little bit of a history. And let me remind you that tomorrow at 2 p.m., what is that girl's name, Tracy Dyer? Emmy Evolving, I think, is her name. She'll be with us. Is scheduled to be with us at 2 p.m. to talk about some really interesting stuff. Tracy Dyer said that she was really good to have on. So if the show sucks, we all know who to blame. But I don't think it will. I think it's going to be podcast excellence, as always, ladies and gentlemen. So this, I get a lot of inspiration, and I get a lot of flat out requests, and I get a lot of information from the 40,000 plus and growing subscribers here on the Christian Whistleblower channel. I see many, many new names in the chat room. Welcome, greetings, and salutations to all of you. If I piss you off today, I want you to know it's in a namaste kind of way. I would never push you or shove you, but I'm not above a wee little namaste nudge, as I like to say. So just realize that if I seem to be a little harsh, it's all in love. It's tough namaste. That's all about it. It's, it's tough namaste. That's the best way that I can put it. So we're going to be showing a little bit of some stuff tonight, but I was surprised to know that, we think we're new age. We think we're cutting edge. I really think I'm cutting edge. Red Sails in the Bronx. What up, Bronx? Dude, the Bronx, New York. This is a sad story. I dated a girl from the Bronx. Beautiful girl, lovely girl. And it's funny how things work and how you have to learn to deal with stuff. And maybe somebody needs to hear the story. She had a history of substance abuse before I started dating her. And I always told her, look, if you get back into that, just don't lie. I'll hang with you. We'll work it out. Well, long story short, she got back into it, lied. I broke up with her. And within 6 months, she was dead of an overdose. We don't know if it was self-inflicted or if it was accidental, but it's just tragic when people get themselves hooked up with addictions. And folks, I'm called the Christian Whistleblower because I'm here to fight the biggest addiction of them all, the addiction to the fear and guilt, blood magic control matrix that is Christianity. I'm here to pry you away from that old rugged cross. I don't want to hear about a hill far away. I want to hear about you being divine, sovereign, and free today, ladies and gentlemen. And we're here to break the addiction to blood Christianity. That's what we're here for. And this is one of the things we're talking about. And I didn't realize that for almost 100 years, people have been talking about soulless people. People have been talking about organic portals. People have been talking about walk-ins. People have been talking about humans that look like there's people there, but there's not people there. Lisa Gallant says they had 17 fentanyl overdoses in one night in their town. Isn't that the cat drug, the vet drug, fentanyl? Is that what that one is? Crazy folks. Crazy folks. One with nature. Let me give you a big salute for being honest, a big salute for being courageous, a big salute for saying publicly that you quit smoking weed and that you were addicted, because many people say it can't happen. It can happen. It does happen. My own son admitted that he was addicted to marijuana. Now, I'm not on you if you're taking, medicinal marijuana. It's a lot better than the I was going to say petrochemicals. That's almost what it is. Sorry, the pharmaceuticals that they pump into you. Terry says, "What's a walk-in?" Wow, that's kind of like walking into a college class and saying, "What is the what's algebra mean?" But a walk-in, briefly stated, is a person that has a spirit walk into them, take them over, sometimes push them out, sometimes push them down. Many times it's voluntary. The times we're talking about, it's really more of a takeover. It's more walk in, push out, whatever you want to call it. But there's a lot of people in this world today, and they've known about this for 100 years, and we think we're cutting edge. We think we're smart, especially me. We think we're cutting edge. We think we're right out there. But wow, they've known about this for 100 years. So in some ways, we're playing catch up because we spend too much time worrying about who the friggin' Antichrist is going to be when the Antichrist is not prophecy, it's history. It ain't going to be no Antichrist. We spend so much time worrying about the rapture and the tribulation and the Trumps and the vials. We spend so much time worrying about the collapse of the economy, the mark of the beast, chopping up heads. None of that is going to happen. None of it. It's all a smokescreen, ladies and gentlemen. That is hot. It's all a smokescreen, ladies and gentlemen. As Tracy says, there's so much that has been hidden from us. And sometimes my job is daunting because I want to show you what's been hidden, but there's so much that's been hidden. You wonder where to start. So I started with what I knew, Christianity, the things that were hidden there. And we're exposing it because the thing that I think the most dangerous thing out there today is not the Paul Begleys. It's not the L.A. Marzulis. It's not the Scotty Clarks. It's not those people. They are straightforward Christian, in your face. We're a Christian. You know that they're hooked on, oh my gosh, are you ready for a download? A live, real-time download. We haven't had one of these in a while, ladies and gentlemen. Why do you think the Begleys, the Quails, the Marzulis, the Breakers, these people that are hardcore Christians, they can read, they can study, they can have access to the same information I have. They should be able to see that prophecy is all Jesuit. They should be able to see that the Gospels were written by Rome, not by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They should be able to see that the Christ was invented. He's not real. But why can't they see it? Because they're connected to the blood. They're drunk on the blood. They're addicted to the blood. And why do you get addicted to blood? One word I'm looking for. One word I'm looking for from this highly advanced chat room. Tell me why. Tell me why for a free book if you want one. Tell me why Quail, Marzulli, Breaker, why are they hooked on the blood? I'll give you a minute. No, those aren't the words I'm looking for. The word I'm looking for, and we've never thought of it before. This is the download. Boom! Michelle Blind hits it. Adrenochrome. Adrenochrome. They're hooked on adrenochrome just like the baby eaters are hooked on adrenochrome. They're hooked on adrenochrome just like the baby eaters and the child molesters and the child sacrificers and the child abusers. Adrenochrome is one word, not two. Adrenochrome is one word. Nice try, Lee. One word, adrenochrome. They're hooked on adrenochrome. Think of the implications of this, ladies and gentlemen. Think of anybody that you watch on YouTube. Spiritual adrenochrome is just as powerful as physical adrenochrome. In fact, Tracy Dyer, I've known a couple of real shaman in my life. Real shaman, not went to a weekend seminar, got it out of the back of the book, smoked LSD a few times. I don't know if you smoke it, and all of a sudden, puff. Oh, bro, I'm a shaman now. Totally. No, real shaman. Real shaman. And shoot, what was my point? What was Tracy Dyer's? Oh, spiritual drinking is just as powerful. Did you know that there are people that are eating babies? There are. There are people that are raping children. There are. There are people that are physically abusing children. There are people that are sacrificing children. Thank you, Tracy Dyer. But did you know that that's the lower end ones? That's the lower end ones. The higher end ones, actually eating a baby gets a little passe to them, and it's a little messy, and you can get caught. And you can get caught. Raping a child is messy, and you can get caught. Abusing a child is messy, and you can get caught, especially these days, cousins, especially these days with Donald J. Trump in the White House. But, and that's really, we know that this body's not really us. What's really us is the spirit that's inside this body. And the people that are really of the highest of the high order, why do you think they let us know about child sacrifice? Why do you think they let us know about baby raping? Why do you think they let us know about baby eating? And I'm trying to be disgusting. You know why? Because they want us to think about that and worry about that and fight about that, and we should. But the real power is in the astral, the spiritual, the energetic raping, the energetic eating, the energetic abuse, because there's only so much you can do to a body. It begins to lose its effectiveness. It begins to be conditioned to it. But an energetic essence of a being, if it's unguarded and untrained, you can continue to tap that well eternally. Eternally. Anne-Marie Eber, thank you so much. And as bad and as horrific as the physical abuse, torture, and sacrifice and consumption of humans, children is, the spiritual is even worse. And think about Christianity, ladies and gentlemen. Every person that says there's a Christian would say, oh, we're against abusing children. And over 50% of your clergy, whether you're Roman Catholic or whether you're Roman Protestant, over 50% of your clergy abuses children. And you still go and sing the songs and raise your hands and thank you, Jesus, and pay your tithes. When it's 50-50, whether you're going to be funding a kitty eater or bugger or abuser. Think on that for a minute. Think on that for a minute. And how many of these clergymen, be they Roman Protestant or be they Roman Catholic, how many of those clergy are walk-ins? Lisa Gallant, thank you so much. How many of those clergy are walk-ins? And when you get right down to it, how many of the people in the churches are walk-ins? But the point I was really trying to get to is that it's not Begley, it's not Marzulli, it's not Brother Breaker. They're not the ones that really tick me off. They do, but at least they let you know who they are. And now we know that they are hooked on adrenochrome, just like the other children abusers. Begley, Marzulli, Clark, Quayle, the rest of them, they might as well just be eating babies because they're eating the same thing. They're getting sustenance from the same wretched, disgusting human sacrifice, torture, fear, and guilt sustenance. Kenneth Copeland's a walk-in, says Tyler Day. It'd be hard to argue against that. Let me get to where I'm at, where I want to be. Not where I want to be, but where we have to be. The people that you watch on YouTube, the really dangerous ones, The really, really dangerous ones are the ones that say, oh, we're not like those Christians. We're not really about human sacrifice. We're not really about eating the flesh and drinking the blood. We're not really about that. We're about the Christ. We're about Yeshua. We're about asking Jesus into your heart. We're about asking the Father into your heart. Thank you, she said it. We're about picking up our cross and carrying it daily. We're about the father, the mother, the sister, and the brother. We're about the good parts of Christianity. We want to give our lives to Jesus. We want Jesus to live in our heart. We want the Father to live in our heart. We get messages from the Father, the red letters, the black letters. We love the Bible. We read the Bible, the scriptures, the truth of the scriptures, prophecy. Anytime you hear any of that, remember what the source is, the blood. And the people that are preaching that are just as much hooked on adrenochrome. The Christians don't scare me. It's the ones that are Christians and say they aren't that scare me. The 9 Nanyas and the other insignificant people that are too insignificant to mention. They're the ones that scare me. They're the ones that are truly dangerous. Begley, Marzulli, Clark, Quayle, they're not going to trip up anybody that's has any real true enlightenment. We're beyond that. If you've got any real true enlightenment, you're beyond that crap that they preach. But it's the people like I'm talking about and won't mention. They're the ones that can siphon away enlightened people trying for enlightenment, because they try to have just a little bit of the blood, just a little dab will do. You remember the old beer commercial, this bud's for you? Well, they got a little bit of this blood's for you, just a little bit of. They're a combination of the old beer commercial and the old hair product commercial. Remember, a little dab will do you. This bud's for you. Well, a little dab of blood will do you. This blood's for you. A little dab will do. That's what they're all about. And they know it. Well, Jeff, if they know it, how can they be so nice? Well, you have to ask the question, how many of them are walk-ins? How many of them are organic portals? How many of them are soulless humans? How many of them are just a meat suit filled with? Rosalind Tavis asked a great question. Is all Christianity then just blood, sacrifice, and worship? Rosalind, let's look at that for a minute. What is the defining thing that makes you a Christian? What makes you a Christian, Rosalind? When you accept the sacrifice of Jesus Christ to cover your sins. Let's examine that for a minute. When you accept the sacrifice of Jesus Christ, what was that? That was a human sacrifice on an implement of horrific torture, the cross. Horrifically bloody. Did you see the Caviezel Passion of the Christ movie? What was Jesus on the cross, Rosalind? It was a blood sacrifice. It was a blood sacrifice. What is it when you ask Jesus to cover you with his blood? What is it when you plead the blood and pray for the blood and claim the blood when you are having an issue? What is it when you take communion or take the Eucharist? If the very central defining act that makes you a Christian is blood sacrifice worship, you tell me, Rosalind. You look like a very smart lady. You tell me. If what makes you Christian is blood sacrifice worship, and what keeps you Christian is blood sacrifice worship, is all Christianity then just blood sacrifice worship? Scotty, it was not a butter commercial. It was Brill cream, bro. A little dab will do ya. Come on. Keep up with me. You're not going to catch me wrong very often. I've proven like 98.375% accurate. The point of this whole rant, which is off subject, sort of, is that whenever you hear someone talking about blood, saviors, crosses, Bibles, red letters, Jesus in your heart, the Father, the Son, atonement, pick up your cross, that leads back to the blood. And they're adrenochrome junkies. And why do you think it's so hard for you to stop watching them? Why do you think it's so hard for you to unsubscribe? What keeps pulling you back? Answer that question. You might get some interesting self-introspection, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. So we've been talking about organic portals. We've been talking about people that don't have soul, spirits, whatever you want to talk about. We talked about Rosalind Tavis. Now you're getting it. Rosalind says, notice very little influence in the Bible. They hate women. Paul went out of his way to talk about how much he hates women. Now you're starting to get it. You're putting the pieces together. We talked about how there's no standard of training and understanding. Before you go to elementary school, you have to be in kindergarten. Before you go to middle school, you have to finish elementary school. Before you go to high school, you have to finish middle school. Before you go to college, you got to finish high school. But that's not the case in the new age, new cage, new rage, whacked out truther, so-called alternative information community. You can be in jail one day and a guru the next. You can be absolutely zero training and all of a sudden be the man or the woman. Don't you think a little bit of learning, teaching, or just watching and seeing, just because you say you got a message from a father, mother, sister, brother, just because you say you channeled it from the archangel Shazam, doesn't mean that you're necessarily fit, ready, able, or competent to lead people and to mess with their spirituality. In fact, I'll just leave that there. Think about it. Ask yourself these questions, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the problem. And I'm reading from this article on veilofreality.com, Organic Portals, Soulless Humans, reading and taking some are really making our points of departure. If I hear another person channeling an archangel, I'm just going to delete, because archangel, archon, come on. It's that easy. It's that plain. Are you saying, Jeff, there's no archangels that talk to us and give us good information? You know what? Yeah. I am willing to right now say, if you're talking to archangels, you're getting bad information. There's how much BS do I got to see before I say, how many turds do I got to pick up? Feels like a turd. How many turds do I got to smell? Smells like a turd. How many turds do I got to taste like a turd before I know it's a turd? Once you feel one turd, you're pretty sure what a turd feels like. Once you see one turd, you're pretty sure what a turd looks like. Once you smell what a turd's got cooking, you know the smell. Once you tasted it, you know the taste. You don't got to taste, touch, and feel every one. It's just a turd. And did you notice that The turds, who said this? I think it was Tony Sayers. The turds are in the punch bowl now. There has never been a good turd in a punch bowl, ever. Jim says, don't ever taste a turd. I was going for the punch bowl analogy. There's never been a good turd in a punch bowl. Oh, well, the rest of this punch is so good, that's just a turd. I listened to his message, and it's so good. I know there's a turd floating right over there, but this message is so good right here. I know that she's wrong about that, but this turd, and that's just a turd, but over here, it's punch. I know he's crazy as hell. That's a turd, but over here, there's some good punch. Ladies and gentlemen, may I tell you that one turd spoils the whole punch bowl. Any punch bowl, doesn't matter how big it is. One turd ruins it. Ooh, Cynthia L. Archangels did a lot of murdering. Maybe you're still hooked on adrenochrome. That's why you can't get away from the blood brothers and the blood sisters. And this article says Lisa Gallant's face hurts from laughing. That's what I'm here for. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. It's difficult, if not impossible, for an esoterically unevolved person to discern false prophets spontaneously. But if you hang around this, that's why it's so important. Now, I know there's some good people that get a message and they start teaching it the next day, and it might be a good message. I understand that the best thing about YouTube is that anybody can have a channel. I understand that the worst thing about YouTube is anybody can have a channel. But people that are esoterically unevolved, newbies, are unable to discern false prophets and false information spontaneously. It takes time and it takes experience. I had a guy, I was in the Air Force for 7 years, proudly serving my country. And there was a guy that we were at this particular base that was in a highly governmental area, and he would come to the Bible studies that I would teach, and he worked with Treasury, and he worked in counterfeiting. Well, he worked in counterfeiting, if you know what I mean. And I said, I bet you spend a lot of time handling counterfeit money, huh? He goes, no, almost never. I'm like, what? Your job is to find counterfeiters and put them out of business. Your job is to find counterfeiters and put them out of business. So how can you not feel counterfeit money? He goes, because we don't learn how to tell what's wrong by dealing with what's wrong. We learn how to tell what's real. We don't learn how to tell what's fake by touching the fake. We learn how to tell what's fake by touching the real. So they handle real currency. They sleep with real currency. They touch real currency. They're constantly touching it and feeling it. So when they feel something that isn't right, they know. But it takes time. I've been doing this for 39 years. I felt a lot of genuine spiritual currency. And when I feel something that doesn't hit me right, I can't always explain why. I can't always tell you in words why. I just know spontaneously it's fake, it's wrong, it's bad, it's not real. Why? Because I felt so much of the real. Well, Jeff, I really like her, and I think that you're judgmental, and I'm just going to do what I want anyway. Well, you can do what you want anyway. That's great. But you might want to listen to somebody that's been down this road before you. And let's face it, I know I look good, and I know I look young, and I know I look sexy. But let's face it, I'm old. 56 is young if you're a tree, but I'm old. And I've been in this for 39 years, in this longer than most of you have ever been alive. I was feeling genuine spirituality when you were pooping in your diapers. I was experiencing spiritual genuineness when you were sucking on your mama's boob. I was experiencing spiritual genuineness when you had a pacifier in your mouth. I'm just saying, time gives you this evolved ability to discern false prophets spontaneously. Most people have to look at the fruits by the observable results of their works, which serve as signs. But the problem is, you can point out signs to somebody. Look at what this person did. I've shown people putting up fake pictures saying they were from fake places at fake times, and they faked it. They faked it. And I pointed it out. Oh, well, they didn't mean it. And yeah, he might have faked that picture. He might have told those lies, but his message is really good. Really? I thought it's by their fruit. What kind of fruit is lying? What kind of fruit is stealing? Anyway, what I'm saying is, if you haven't been in this for a while, you really can't trust that spontaneous, I just feel like he's a good guy. I just feel like she's a good girl. I see turds in the punch bowl. I see bad fruit, but I still somehow, I'm willing to overlook that. A turd by any other turd. A turd by any other name is still a turd, ladies and gentlemen. Rotten fruit by any other name is still rotten fruit. You can't trust yourself when you're a little biddly baby, and you got to be honest with yourself. Trust the fruit. What do you see? And when someone shows you who they are, you got to believe them. You got to believe them. And this was a good point back here. Who said that? Pyramid. Who said that? Was that Pyramid 7 that said it and Tracy hit it? I thought that was a pretty good one. And sometimes it's hard to tell the turds from the baby Ruths. Salute to two trees. But it's true, because sometimes you see a turd and then you call the person out. Well, you faked that picture. Oh, no, that's not a turd. That's a baby Ruth. Didn't you see it? It was a baby Ruth. It had nuts in it. Yeah, but baby Ruth got nuts in it. I thought I saw some corn in it. No, it was a nut. They will tell you that a turd is a baby Ruth. And the person that pointed out that turd is a bad person. But it wasn't a turd, it was a baby Ruth. Dude, I've had a baby Ruth. I've tasted a baby Ruth. And I probably have tasted turds too. I've had 3 kids, you change their diapers and I'm pretty sure I've tasted turds before. And let's face it, when you're like, if you walk into a bathroom that somebody's blown up, you almost taste that turd. You know what I'm talking about. Isn't it kind of interesting that somehow, no matter how bad you blow up a bathroom yourself, there's still some part of you that says, that smells all right. It's actually kind of nice. It doesn't matter. But anyway, we don't want to get stuck in that conversation. If you see it in the punch bowl, it's not a baby Ruth, no matter what they say. It's a turd. It's a turd, ladies and gentlemen. It is a turd. And here's the key. It's very, very hard. Everything that's presented these days as spirituality isn't really spirituality. True esoteric knowledge. This is such a good statement. I wish I'd have wrote it. True esoteric knowledge has almost nothing to do with popular New Age self-help literature these days as promoted by the mainstream. If you saw it on Oprah, it's a turd. I'm just saying. But Jeff, if you see it on Ellen, it's a turd. If it's got a show on CNN, it's a turd. Care if it looks like a Baby Ruth, it's a turd. And for some reason, thinking about a Baby Ruth, Michelle Obama came into my mind. I don't know why. I do, but I'm not going to say. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, too many people speak too quickly as if they already know and repeat New Age slogans and their revelation of the day, revelation du jour, without truly understanding the depth of these words. Is Michelle Obama transgendered, or is that a Baby Ruth in her pocket? Without truly understanding the depth of the words and the true meaning beyond the fast food spirituality these days. Anne-Marie Eber, they speak in spiritual sound bites. It's absolutely 100% true. And here's something to remember. Not everything that your favorite adrenochrome junkie turd in the punch bowl YouTube channel says is false. But Jeff, he says things that are true. But Jeff, she says things that are true. Social Observer, $1.99. Thank you. Is there any religion you respect? Well, see, here's the problem with religion, Social Observer. Again, 39 years into this. Let me just clarify that. Where's the calculator? What's the calculator look like? Some of these icons, they're just different from the Apple to the Samsung, and I can't find the calculator. Oh, there it is. 56 minus 18 equals 38. So almost 39 years of doing this. Not everything they say is false. Lies are mixed with truth, and the devil's always in the details. Of all the religion, what I've seen is that the more religious you are, the less spiritual you are. Oh, the Samsung makes the iPhone look like two cups in a long string. I'm telling you, Halo was right. The more religious you are, the less spiritual you are, and the more spiritual you are, the less religious you are. Religion is man's attempt to control other men. Spirituality is man's attempt to rise to be the best man, and of course, I mean women, that he can be. So no, there's really not a good religion. Jeff has a master's in mathematics. Not quite. And even if they're not lying, because there's some people that think that they're telling the truth when they're lying. So it's not only that they're truthers mixed with lies. I agree with the Social Observer. Government and religion are two peas in a pod. They're really one pea in one pod that's pretending that it's two peas because they want to give you a choice. The illusion of a choice. Thank you, Tracy Cooper Writer. So it's not just the lies that are mixed with truth, because most of them are liars. They really are. Although, I got to be honest, that 9 Nanya, I think she just might be batshit crazy enough that she really believes what she's saying. How many damn times has she predicted that comment is going to destroy the earth? It never does, and you keep watching. Who are the batshit crazy ones? I'm just asking the question. Some of the other ones, they're lying and they know it. They're lying and they know it. YouTube's full of self-proclaimed gurus and spiritual leaders who promise to show their seekers the way, just tell them they've got a special message that no one else got. They got a truth that no one else got. They got a channel that no one else got, as they cash in and feed off the credulity of their followers. Check this out. Most popular New Age alternative information, including channeled sources, merely serve as buffers and excuses, another form of illusion and escape, and not as catalysts for true spiritual growth. Wow. I know we all have hard times, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes, I mean, I've been so close to being on the street, and I know you can get there. But if you've been listening to the greatest guru in the world, the man with the truth, the girl with the revelation, and it's been 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and you're still this close to the street, why aren't they helping you? Why isn't this fantastic information changing your life? And I know that we all find ourselves sometimes in depression. I've been there. My wife left me for my piano player. Couldn't be a pastor no more. I didn't know how I was going to pay the bills and feed the kids and what I was going to do. What are you going to do with a Bible college degree, emphasis in biblical languages? Not much is the answer. I thought about jumping off the balcony in Oahu, like 60 floors up. Not a lot, but I thought about it. I've been down and I felt bad and I've been at the end of my rope and I've done stupid things and made stupid choices. I've never been hooked on things, but I know a lot of people are addicts. And if you're listening to the greatest person, the most wonderful leader, and it's been 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and you're still hooked and you're still down and you're still depressed and you're still broke and busted and disgusted, how freaking good can the information be? Maybe they're just making you feel okay instead of kicking you in the ass and saying, change what you're doing. Folks, you cannot change your situation unless you change your situation. The popular definition of insanity is keep doing the same stuff you've been doing and expect a different result. You've got to change what you do. If you're listening to the man with the message and you've been listening for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, ask yourself a question like Ronald Reagan did back in that election. Are you better off now than you were before you started listening to that brother? Are you better off than you were before you started listening to that sister? And I'm not talking about, do you feel better? Do you feel unicorns and rainbows? Rubber meets the road stuff. Are you in a better financial situation? Are you in a better physical situation? Are you in a better mental situation? Are you in a better spiritual situation? If you'll be honest with yourself, the answer is no, 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 and hell no. But you keep running back because you're hooked. Oh, this is so good. I haven't read this part. Thank you, Issy Fun Time. I'm better off since you found me too. We get to choose between comfort and progress. And usually they don't go together. Have you ever noticed that? Comfort and progress usually don't go together. A lot of these blood, adrenochrome, fear and guilt, blood magic, control matrix people, they want to keep you comfortable. They love you so much. You're so special. You're the greatest. Just hold on because The comet's going to destroy everything. Just hold on because economic collapse is coming. Just hold on because the head choppers and the mark of the beasters. Just hold on because everything's falling apart. And if we just hold on, just try to stay comfortable and we'll make it. They just want to try to keep, it's like it's like these channels are spiritual. What's those places called where they send people to die and they try to keep them comfortable? What's that called? Hospice. These channels are spiritual hospice. We know everything is going to burn up anyway, so let's try to stay comfortable while we're here. That's not the game we play. We want progress. And guess what? Progress usually isn't comfortable. Have you ever worked out? You feel pretty good when you're working out, when you're lifting those weights, you feel pretty good. And then how do your biceps feel 2 days after doing all those curls? Not so comfortable, huh? Hurts. But guess what? You're making progress. But if I said to you, you're perfect the way you are, it doesn't matter if you're overweight. It doesn't matter if you don't have a job. It doesn't matter if you don't have any place to live. It doesn't matter if you want to kill yourself every day. It doesn't matter how bad you look, how bad your health is, how terrible you feel, or that you're not doing any good for anybody, including yourself. But I still love you. I'm making you comfortable. But what I really should be saying is, I love you, but damn, girl, how about a shower? I love you, but why do you walk by all them help wanted signs instead of going in and getting you a jizzob? I love you, but I know obesity. You tell me obesity runs in your family. That's a lie. Nobody runs in your family. You ever thought about a little exercise? And I know that you've been through a lot of stuff, but why don't you quit telling me about how bad it's been and start telling me a plan for how good it could be? And I know that you're always depressed and the world's against you. You're a TI and you got demons and devils and your mama was a bad witch and your daddy was Merlin. And how about waking up and realizing that your past is not your future and tell me something good? This is not spiritual hospice. This is a place for you to make progress. This is where we optimize ourselves. And if we need physical optimization, we tell you, you need some physical optimization. Do some damn exercise, do some resistance training, go on a diet, quit eating so much crap. If we need mental optimization, learn something, read a book, put down your phone, turn off the TV, read a book, get off of YouTube, read a book. Jizz sounds dirty. Dirty mind, Ms. Dyer. And I'm so tired. I am not the pat you on the head, hand you you got a spiritual issue. Here's a tissue. You got a spiritual issue. Well, then go do something about it. I was a terrible pastor. They'd want to come in with tissue and cry and tell me all their troubles. I'm like, let's just take it to the altar. Let's pray this through. Come on now, let's get it done. And now I'm like, let's just get it over with. I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here to inspire you to progress. It's just that simple. And the ones that are there to make you comfortable are not there to do anything but build their ego, build their following, build their bank accounts. They don't care about you if they're just trying to make you comfortable. The ones that really love you are trying to push you towards progress. What teachers do you remember? The one that gave everybody an A and let you smoke pot in the corner? No, you don't remember them. You remember the one that pushed you and caused you to find things within you that you didn't know were there. Man is only open to divine values in carefully measured doses, kept within limits so that they do not trouble his bourgeoisie or socio-communist conscience or threaten the material well-being that he has acquired. Don't say anything that upsets them. Don't say anything that makes them feel bad. And I know I go over the line, and I have made turned over a new leaf. New people, I'm just going to let them go. I'm not going to mess with them. I'm just going to let them sit there and learn and vent. After it's been a while, then we'll start dealing with it a little more. But I'm going to try to not light people up anymore. Try is the operative word in that sentence. But we all want a microwave ascension. We want it in 2 minutes or less. Or we want it to be comfortable. There's nothing remarkable within your comfort zone. There's no real change within your comfort zone, and there's certainly nothing extraordinary within your comfort zone. And I will guarantee you that whether you call it ascension, whatever you call it, it ain't within your comfort zone. It ain't within your comfort zone, and it's going to cost you something. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy. It's really not. And here we get to the bottom line. Some people do need to be slapped. And the reason why I slap them is I'm trying to find out if it is a real human or if it is an empty shell. Sometimes that's the only way to find out. That's the only way to find out. Because true esoteric work and knowledge can only be grasped and applied by a certain type of human, and that there's another type of human that doesn't possess this ability in their current life cycle. I see that, Tracy. And can I say this? I hate to say this, but I don't really hate to say it. I hate to say it because I know some of you will think I'm an asshole for saying it, but it's true anyway. Some of these people that don't have the capacity, that are walk-ins, so we think that the organic, here's another revelation, boom, and we're going to wrap this up. We didn't get anywhere. We think that the organic portal, we think that the walk-in, we think that I forgot some of these words because I got so much going on. We think the walk-ins, the soulless humans, the organic portals are all just the psychopaths. We're looking for Ted Bundy and oh, I wanted to say something so bad, but I'm not going to do it. Sometimes the organic portal, the soulless human, the walk-in can be the one that's in every single chat, that's hanging out in the stupidly named chat venue that some people have. They're the one that's there all the time. They're the one that's asking all the questions. They're the ones that's always got something going on, something wrong, something bad, something terrible. Some people are just going through and need some help. Some people are organic portals. Some people are walk-ins. Some people are soulless individuals. Bingo, Tyler Day. And they're just there to suck up energy. They're just there to suck up energy. They're not capable of any type of real spiritual progress in their life. Runaway Train, I disagree with the Bundy thing. You had me with, and this is something that, and I can see why you'd say it, because he said Ted Bundy killed no one. They're all actors. I know Manson and his people killed no one. That was all an act. Bundy, that doesn't sit right with me, Runaway Train. My first wife, the father of my children, I sound like Barack Obama. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. My first wife, the mother of my children, was that close to getting in Ted Bundy's Volkswagen. She was the perfect type. She was at the place, the Lake Sammamish Park, and he almost had her. That's why I disagree about Ted Bundy, but I'll listen to your, don't bring me opinions. Don't bring me, I read it, I saw it. Bring me some data, some hard and fast data. But I'm with you. I'm with you. Some of them, and I was just thinking, what if one of those people says, oh my God, is he talking about me? And they realize, oh, he is talking about me. Maybe I don't have a soul. Can they get that? Can that spark of desire for soul fullness come back? I think it can. Rarely, but I think it can. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. One type of human has a soul, the other one is soulless. But I think there might be more than just two types. One that has a soul, one that doesn't have a soul, and one that doesn't have a soul but doesn't know they don't have a soul and thinks they got a soul. Ooh. And they're there to suck up all the energy, to suck all the air out of the room. Ooh. Now, everybody goes through problems. Everybody goes through difficulties. We all have been the needy one every now and then. It's nothing wrong to be a baby in your mama's arm sucking on a pacifier when you're 1. But when you're 21, now you're a freak. It's like Cat Williams. Why you got little Jose in that stroller? His damn feet can touch the ground. Let S.A. walk. I'm 100% in agreement with that. Let little S.A. walk. Damn it. Jeff, what's your email? Gotham, like in Batman, or Gotham, LTD at gmail.com, or you can go with the Christian Whistleblower at gmail.com. What if you gave yourself to Jesus and he and the Father sucked you dry? Tracy, that's the plan. That's the plan. They're going to, and that's only part of the plan. Romans 8:11 says, if the spirit of he that raised Christ from the dead, that's the Father, dwells in you, and you already asked Jesus into your heart, so you know he dwells in you. So can we just talk here? I'm going to bring Joan Rivers. Let's ask Joan Rivers right now if she'd like to come on to the Dead Comics Society. How do you get these people, Jeff? How do you know they want to come on? Well, you just do it like this. You say, Ms. Rivers, we respect your work. We respect you as a being. And I just wonder, Miss Rivers, are you at a place where you can hear me right now? Miss Joan Rivers, would you like to be my guest on Dead Comics Society? It's just that simple, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have Joan Rivers later this week, Dead Comics Society, boom. And we'll find out what she was really meaning about the whole Michelle Obama thing. Where was I going before I got onto that? Oh, my mind is a weird place to be. I can't remember where I was. But anyway, we will move. Oh, if you gave yourself to Jesus, the Father sucked you dry, Romans 8:11. So you got Jesus. You're possessed by Jesus because you asked him to come in. And by the way, he can bring 7 more worse than him. So that's 8. You're possessed by the Father because you asked him to come live in your heart. Well, they were standing at the door and knocking. Well, do you bring the Jehovah's Witnesses in? No, you don't have to bring Jesus or the Father. Let those bitches knock. Who's that knocking at the door? Go away. So anyway, you got 16 living in you, but let's focus just on the 2. And what do they say? In Romans chapter 8, I think it's verse 11. If the spirit that raised Christ from the dead, the Father, dwells in you, he will quicken your what? Your mortal body. He's going to bring you back in this mortal body. So, Tracy Cooper Ryder, you give yourself to Jesus. He and the Father suck your soul dry, and then they bring you back again and suck that soul dry. Then they bring you back again and suck that soul dry. Then they bring you back again and suck that soul dry. And they bring you back again and suck that soul dry. But there's only so many times you can bring the same soul back and suck it dry because you get fewer licks to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop every time. And sooner or later, there's no Tootsie Pop left. It's just a stick, and you throw it out, and it gets burned up. That's the plan. Thank you, Jesus. That's such a great plan. You're going to suck me dry until I'm left no good for nothing. Then you're just going to throw me out. Shit. We got divorce and marriage for that. We don't need gods. I guess that could be interpreted as a rather cynical view on marriage from the guy that's a 3-time loser. Okay, I might have some issues. Just because I got rice scars, don't be judging me. Think about the actual aim of the analogy, not the analogy itself. I'm going to shut up, and we'll run through the chat room as quickly as we can. It's been a long time here, and I know you guys are probably like, geez, will this guy be done? I'm going to do a show. I need to do this about evicting Jesus, a spiritual eviction process of how to do it. Are you really going to tell people how to kick Jesus out of their heart? Yes. Are you really going to tell people how to kick the Father out of their heart? Absolutely. Are you really going to tell people how to cast out the Holy Spirit? Yes, absolutely. I am, because you need it. It's the only way to get you out of your adrenochrome addiction. You can do it yourself, but people don't, and I keep getting the email, so we're going to do I banish you, F off. It's really that easy. Jack is right. Jack is right. And we're going to do that. We're absolutely going to do that. And if you're having trouble with spiritual entities, the best and easiest thing you can do is hew and wear a 432 megahertz bracelet from Miss Tech. There you go. That's the best thing you can do. I've always wanted to make a device that I could send out to people, and if you felt like you were under spiritual oppression, you could hit it, and it would go, hew. And in that frequency, it's impossible for unbalanced entities to remain in the sound of that frequency. Terry A, as nicely as I can say it, I remember I asked Arnold Schwarzenegger one time, I said, Arnold, how much milk do you drink? And he said, I don't drink milk. And I'm going to say what he said to me. I don't wear shungite. Shungite is for babies. Not that shungite doesn't work, because a string and 2 paper cups works for communicating. But I found this to be more effective. So not saying not to wear shungite. I'm just saying, you get the analogy? We need a Jeffrey ringtone to download. What would it be? Oh my God. What would a Jeffrey download a ringtone be? That would be so funny. Oh, okay. Make an app for that. Yeah, I know there could be an app for that, but I think it'd be cool if it was a little device. But anyway, you're right. You're right. Okay. Let's see. I don't ever, shit. Am I going to go all the way to the top? I don't think it'll let me go all the way to the top. It won't. Second star to the right, it's not mean just because someone doesn't want to hear it. Boom. Wisdom right at the top. It is not mean just because someone doesn't want to hear it. Sometimes the things that people don't want to hear are the nicest things that you can possibly say. You get them lit, then they come find me on Messenger. Tracy had one of the ladies. That lady, I was a little rough on that lady last night. But she tracked Tracy down and threatened to come whip her ass or something like that. And then she said, I hope I meet Jeff in person one day. I think it's because she's all hot for me. Tracy seemed to think it's because she wanted to fight me, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Microwave Ascension, that is a good one. I hope you don't. A lot of us are still battling the deep-rooted indoctrination. We are so close to breaking through, but it's a process, a very difficult one, at least for me at least. Well, Krista looks like a nice lady. Krista, I'm looking at your picture. I mean, you're at least in your 20s. You've had some boyfriends. Krista, can I ask you a question? Have you ever had a bad boyfriend? Did you kind of have a deep rooted infatuation with him? Was it a process to get rid of him? Was it a difficult process when you got rid of him to get rid of him? How'd you feel when he was gone? I'm just saying it doesn't have to be as difficult a process as we sometimes make it. And our indoctrinations are only as deeply rooted as we allow them to be. And the battle can be a war, it can be a battle, it could be a skirmish, it could be over like that. It could be just that easy, just that quick. You decide. That's the good part. Oh, my addiction, this indoctrination is so deeply rooted. Why would you say that? I would say, I barely don't have it. This indoctrination is nothing. It's a very difficult process. Why would you say that? It'd be like, this indoctrination is nothing and I can do it. Boom, lickety split. Oh, it's going to be a real battle, a real war. No, it's not. It's going to be easy peasy. What? You don't you agree that you manifest your reality? Don't you agree that thoughts are things? Don't you agree that words have meaning and focus and energy? Aren't you a manifester? Yes, you are. Believe who you are. You're divine. You're sovereign. You're free. You decide how deeply rooted it is. You decide how much of a battle it is. You decide if the process is long or short. You decide if it's difficult or easy. Girl, you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. You got the spark of divinity living inside you. You're a bad mamba jamba. You know what you need to do? You need to watch Wonder Woman tonight. Get yourself on those cute little outfits and go to work, sister. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Hurts so good. You know what, Tiddly, you're right. Some people are not happy unless they're miserable. We all know them. And guess what? They're in our genre too. Oh, God, it's so bad. And I feel so good when it's so bad. Some people, if they didn't have anything to complain about, wouldn't know what to do. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. Sometimes you do have to slap somebody to find out if anyone is at home. I don't recommend that right off the bat. You know, my problem was slap first, ask questions later. I'm trying to reverse that. Let's ask questions first and then maybe namaste slap later. Maybe. Let's see. Not all of us here are as strong as some of us are, but all of us are strong enough as we decide we are. Not all of us here are as strong as some of us are, but we can all be just as strong as we decide we are. No true reward comes without hard sacrifice, says Lisa Gallant. That's for shizzle. Faux shizzle. Let's see what else we got. Y'all were good to me. I appreciate you, lovely people. Thank you, Nunya. Why was I timed out? Jeff loves me. Please stop. Oh, don't whine. Save the wine for dinner. The hard work. Oh, you lost me at hard work and sacrifice. Yeah. That's how it goes sometimes. Ted Bundy killed no one. We talked about that. Energy vampire, stupid name. My hair hurts, says Dr. Julie James, DSNM. What does DSNM mean? I didn't mean any disrespect. Okay. They do it. Do what? What about the spirit box? Who are they talking to? You know what? I shouldn't say this, but I go out with a spirit box and it's He said that he's in Omaha. I'm like, did he? Oh, they said they're coming back Tuesday. I'm like, they said Donald Trump. I'm like, what? I don't have a lot of faith in a spirit box. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. Got to be a better way. And there is no damn way I'm going out in the cold, the rain, the snow to listen to. No, I'm not doing it. Sorry. Anyway. Emerald Eagle says I wasn't aborted for a reason. You go, boy. Really, this is just the Jeff show. And so, yeah, what's wrong with that? Moon chain. I don't know what that means. This is a great story, Cosmic One. Holy crap, what a great story. I would love to hear that story. Cosmic One says that a friend of hers picked up Charlie Manson hitchhiking. Oh, what a great story. If you come on and tell that story, I'll have you on. Oh, dude, I would so love to hear about that from start to finish. Was he stinky? Was he small? What they talk about? Did he want to smoke in the car? Was he cool? Dude, I would love to talk about that because I don't think Charlie was probably either really, really smart or really, really crazy, but he didn't kill nobody. That was all an act. I've shown you it. It was pictures. It was actors. Nobody died. Nobody. Dude, picked up Charlie Manson hitchhiking. If I picked up Charlie Manson hitchhiking, I would go the long way. Was this really the way? Oh, yeah, Charlie, this is the only way. I'd want to talk to him as long as I could. How fascinating would that crazy mofo be to talk about? And you know what I'd be doing? I'd be like, really, Charlie? Say that again. What'd you say? I'd be making it. I'd be live streaming that shit. Oh yeah, absolutely. What happens to the bad souls after passing? What is a bad soul? We're all energy. Is there such a thing as bad energy? Something to ponder there. Something to ponder there. All narcissists think that you're talking directly to them. Hey, listen, just because you think somebody's talking about you doesn't mean you're a narcissist. They might be. They might be. You're looking very healthy. Maybe you should do a show on your health protocol. Maybe I should, but somebody today, a nice Christian girl, came into the chat room, never seen her before. And she said, Jeff, you look like you're dead. You look like you have no soul. I'm going to pray for you. Aren't those Christians so nice? So nice. That was so wonderful for her to say that to me. I think I'm married to an energy sucker. Well, look on the bright side, Nancy. If he sucks energy, maybe you can get him to perform that action on other things as well. I'm just saying that's a possibility. Or you could just get rid of him. But anyway, it was the Obama joke. Oh, here's Tracy's getting sucked dry again by Jesus. Grown ass babies, absolutely. Let's see. My ex is a Robinson. Don't know what that means. He raises our mortal bodies over and over. Yes, he does. I ain't a perfect individual, but I ain't no energy sucker. Javier, were you the one that was married to that girl that was talking about that stuff? Maria disagrees. Soul is different than the animating spirit. I agree too. I don't think soul is the life essence of this body. Spirit is that immaterial, immortal thing that is really you. You're not a soul. You're a spirit that is having a bodily experience that is manifested through a soulish expression. Somebody write that one down. If you get your heart to Jesus, when you get recycled, do you come back soulless? Ooh, Nikki Whitten. Damn, and me with nothing to write with. It would be so awesome if somebody in this house had an implement, a writing implement next to them, and they wrote down, if you give your heart to Jesus, when you come back, do you come back soulless? That would explain how there's fewer and fewer real souls on the earth today. Because every generation, you get a bigger batch of soulless individuals. Nikki Witten, boom. We may be hearing some more about that. Joanne, why do you pray to anybody? I'm just asking, not picking on you. She says she doesn't pray to Jesus, doesn't pray to the Father, only to God. Why would you pray to God? I don't pray. I commune with my higher self. I might commune with some other Jeffs and some other dimensions. Maybe I'm a narcissist. Why pray to God when I can pray to me? But I am a God. Dude, I just don't trust these things that say they're gods and angels and ascended masters, and I don't trust them. I trust me and Tracy Dyer and Cynthia, and sometimes I'm not so sure about those two either. I'm just saying. That's a joke. At least it's a joke about Cynthia. Anyway, anyway, that's a great question. If you give your heart to Jesus, when you get recycled, do you come back soulless? Somebody write that down, please. Email it to me. Cynthia says, epic show. Boom. Oh, goody. We're going to talk to dead people, says Dr. Julie James, DSNM. What the hell does DSNM mean? I've got to find out because I don't want to go past something I don't understand. I don't want to reduce my DSNM doctor meaning. I don't want to reduce my comprehension by up to 60%. What the hell does DSNM mean? What does DSNM stand for? It must be really esoteric because I can't find it. DSNM. Lisa Lyons, nice to see you. Met Lisa up in Hastings, Minnesota. What the hell does DSNM stand for? Some kind of a doctor thing. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. Somebody please let me know what that stands for. It's going to drive me crazy and it's a short trip. Okay, let's see. Oxymoron. My question, Jeff, I made the same rods years ago with a copper hanger and they work the same. They might, but I doubt it because mine are better. But anyway, they could work. They could work. Let's see. I never answer my door. I disconnected the bell. Get those knockers out of my face. Now, I'm not recommending you say that, but that was funny. That was funny. Someone knocking at my door, someone ringing the bell. Do me a favor. Good night, truth seekers. Night, Margaret. Jesus, get the F out of me. That would work. That would work. That would work. So that's when you come back soulless. I like that, Nikki. We are going to be digging through that. We're going to get to the bottom of that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I've evicted Jesus already. Good for you, Tracy. Boom. Well, this is taking a turn, says Tracy Dyer. Which turn were you talking about, Tracy? Jeez, we took a lot of turns. Let's see. Everybody's LMAOing. That's a good thing. Now I can come back on my own better without a contract. Absolutely. Well, Jeff, that could explain your last job drop. I don't know what that means. Jesus is sneaky, but she still loves him. I think she's joking. I hope she's joking. It's like, I know he beat the shit out of me, but I still love him. That's because you're stupid. Jiminy Christmas. My cats love it when I say "om." Well, try saying "hue," and when it's right, you feel it up in here and like your third eye, your nasal passages. Make an app for that. I'm gonna make an app for that. DSNM, Doctor of Spiritual Natural Medicine. Thank you, baby Titus. in your little chariot riding off to war with your baby sword. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Let's see. Thank you, Dr. Julie James, doctor of spiritual natural medicine. And don't you forget it. Betsy says she's a Hugh girl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now that we know what DSNM means, Doctor of Spiritual Natural Medicine, we can all leave and get ready for what does Emmy in Awake Emmy Evolve talk about? Tracy, some good stuff I know, but I need to look up her site again. But anyway, I tried to watch Sense8 and it bored me to tears, Candace. And I tried like 4 times. It was terrible. I know everybody loves it, but I thought it sucked, and not in a good way. Terrible, terrible, terrible show. Emmy does energy work. Excellent. I'm still a work in progress, aren't we all? Candace, I've tried it and I'm not going to watch it again. I'm through with Sense8. Done. I just couldn't get into it, but I'm glad you like it and you can just tell me about it because I'm done. Oh, Tyler Day says we need a pinata Jesus and just beat the hell out of it. That sounds like a good idea, but I'm thinking it maybe is not a good idea. That could be boo, Jeff. That could be interpreted as hate stuff, I think. The Soma Veda College of Natural Medicine and Thai Yoga Center. I like that. She drops truth too. Good. So Emmy Evolving is going to be dropping some truth on here tomorrow. Tiddly is still talking about knockers. That would be a good way to go. I mean, if you got to go, like I learned today, ladies and gentlemen, that male bees, there's 1 or 2 ways that you go if you're a male bee, because we're going to do bees. We're going to be bee keepers. So here's something that you always learn, that you don't say that I'm looking forward to Joan Rivers, me too. Bees, if you're a boy bee, you have 2 choices. 1, live your whole, we need an animated black magic Jesus. That's a good one. You go your whole life without ever having sex. That is option 1. So you could live a longer bee life, which is surprisingly short, like weeks, man. That's it. 3-4 weeks for a bee, over. But if you're a bee and you have sex, you die right after. So if you're a bee, what are you going to do? Are you going to live large and go out with a bang? Or are you going to live a longer life without any bee sex? What would Dr. Julie James say? I would say, you know what? Oh, God, the freaking octopus. Every time we're talking about something and Cynthia will say, oh, and that's just like the octopus. I don't care about octopus. The only thing I like about octopus is they taste pretty good deep fried in little rings. That's all I care about octopus. I swear I've heard that like 5 times. That's just like that. I don't care about the freaking octopus. But anyway, yeah, if I was a bee, I would probably just go for it. I mean, what good is, why would, that's kind of like our life. You can keep your head down and you can just kind of get through and have a longer life. But damn, I say go for it. I say go for it, Mr. B. But anyway, Dyer's like, you go to an hour-long class about bees, and that's the thing that you remember. I remember more stuff than that. A lot more stuff than that. You got to check on them twice. You got to look for the damn eggs and make sure that there's eggs in there. And They will sting you if you don't wear your suit. I remember that part. And you know what else that kind of pisses me off a little bit? I got drugged to this bee meeting by someone that loves octopi. I get drugged to this bee meeting by an octopi aficionado. And I find out that I don't get any honey for the first year. I'm checking on bees twice a month, building bee sheds, paying for beehives, putting sugar water in bees, checking on bees, taking care of bees, and not in a whole damn year. It sounds effective. A whole damn year I get no honey. She didn't tell me about that before I went and spent an hour and a half at this bee meeting. You've not lived, ladies and gentlemen, until you've been to a bee meeting on a Thursday night in rural Kansas. A whole damn year, no honey. I don't get it. I really don't. But if I don't have bees, then I don't get any honey for a year. And that ain't going to happen. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower. This has been the madness known as the Christian Whistleblower channel. Bees and all kinds of stuff. Octopi, bro. We got it all right here. Tomorrow, Emmy, talking about some really cool stuff because Tracy said so. And I believe it. And you know what I did, guys? I had to do this. I'm going to share this with you just because we're friends. We're like this, all 40,000 of us. I get these great sponsors and I forget to mention them because I get involved in this. And I blame you people. I blame you people. God is racist. He has a chosen people. What kind of God can have a chosen people? Oh, I love all my children the same, but her I like the best. That ain't right, cousin. That's wrong. That ain't no God. God is racist. God ain't got no chosen people. And can I say this and get myself in trouble? What's the difference between saying, oh, we're God's chosen people and saying, we are the master race? There is no difference. I just thought I'd throw that out. But what was I saying? Damn, I forgot again what I was going to say. Forgot again what I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen. It was going to be good, too. What was it about? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun, but we got to run. The sponsors. So I always forget to say their names. They're great people. So I got me a little timer, and I can set it for 10 minutes, and it blinks a light. So every 10 minutes, that light is going to blink, and I'm going to give you the great sponsor of that 10 minutes. So get ready. It's coming. And even if you complain, it's still coming. So every 10 minutes, we're going to tell you about a great sponsor. Hero Soap is godly. It's great stuff. All my sponsors are at jeffreydaugherty.com. Mistech, boom. It's the best. So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. Do the male bees have a choice to add work or gigolo? No, they don't. Fluffy is solid. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, you don't have original sin. You're filled with the spark of divinity within. You are divine. You're sovereign. You're free. C60purplepower.com, TCW10. It's the best. And we are the last generation of real humans. We can win today and write a better tomorrow if we just get busy. We're in the world changing business, cousins. And that business is a booming. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, and I want somebody to note that we went a whole show and we did not light anybody up. It's the kindler, gentler Christian whistleblower. Namaste to you all.